So we're not completely done yet, but I'm pretty happy with how this looks. I gotta still get these ones going, but and then I was supposed to be working on this one tonight. I was also supposed to be working on this one tonight. You can see these lines. I gotta replace a couple caps, so I gotta figure out which ones they are, but I have a pretty good idea of which ones. But I am happy with how this is coming together. Yeah. And then this is like the workspace area back behind it. And then this is going to be the poker room and stuff. So I'm going to put a TV there. And then directly across, I'm going to put a TV here. Octagon table. And then if I can, I'd like to fit a fridge right there. But I don't know if I'm going to be able to. Like, if I'll have enough room to walk around. If this room was like 3 foot deeper on every side, it would be perfect. Because then I could put frickin' I could do pretty much like a 8-foot table. Because 8 foot puts you just about like right here to the wall. So if I did basically 2 8-foot tables, basically like what I have in the office, we could double stack them together, and then I could join them together underneath, and then we'd be able to throw probably 4 20-inch CRTs. Yeah, so we could do LAN parties and stuff, but just a little small. So if we ever want to do a LAN party, we probably could. I just have to get internet into the garage, run one in the garage. I don't know, but pretty happy with how this room's turning out right now. It's a lot of work just trying to figure out how I want to set it all up, but I think this works for now. And then up there we're going to do pegboards all the way around, fill all of that with pegboard as much as I can. And then I don't know what I'm doing here. I'm taking this down. This isn't going to stay. Might do more pegboard or something, I don't know. But, and then same thing with this. I don't know if this is going to stay. I got to figure out storage in here. We got to be able to store everything, so I got to figure out how I'm going to do shelving, because this is only like 3 feet wide. There's really not a whole lot going on. Sorry, this is kind of loud. I wonder if this will actually let me. I've never tried it. Yeah, it won't let me control that, which would have been pretty cool. But this remote doesn't work for that. Gotta mute this too.
Sakura, your forehead is so wide and charming. It makes me feel like kissing it.
There we go. I was like, man, it's still putting out audio. Yeah, just got some background stuff going on. Freaking some Wukong gameplay going on. It'll be really cool when I can have the whole desk all firing at once. I might even take my little 9-inch and I don't know what to do with it. I might build a shelf like right here. I think would be kind of cool just to put it right here and just run my own video source to it. But it's a lot of power running in here. Mostly just firing everything up, right? That's the most power draw, but I'd like to I think the way I'm going to do this is I'm going to put down here below, or maybe just on this side, I'll move these over to here, and I have another tabletop that I can put that'll fit here. Possibly it kind of takes up a shit ton of space. So like I like this amount of space to basically at least be able to walk, right? Yeah, I don't know, but basically I could put 2 racks for consoles. Once my Mister gets here, though, I'm pretty much getting rid of everything that's not a 3D console. So all of my 2D consoles are probably going bye-bye. And everything's going to be hooked up to the Mister, and the Mister will run basically to all these, and it'll be able to switch to everything. So we'll see. It's kind of a hard decision to make. But yeah, so that's where we're at. Poor PVM hasn't gotten any use in so long. Now it's finally in a place where I can use it, and I haven't even turned it on yet. I'm excited to get this set up though. But depending on how I figure out how some stuff with GOG goes, and some of the other availabilities for like retro PC gaming, I might not be keeping that one. That one's not even hooked up, but it's there because it's built. It's my XP machine. And this is my 98 machine, but I have one more monitor. All my CRTs would be in use in here, but I have one more monitor. So we'll see how that goes. Well, actually, that's not true. I have 2 more, because I have the Commodore NEC, so that's for my Commodore 64, and then I have an IBM G54 that's brand new in the box. I opened it, so yeah, I gotta figure out how or what I'm gonna do with that. I thought about maybe doing like a really small little desk setup right here just for the Commodore, doing some more shelves, doing like the little like really retro PC kind of thing, but I don't know. We'll see. New computer build's looking good. Haven't really cable managed all of this or anything yet. I just got done dealing with it. It's like 3 a.m. So, but loving the new PC build. It's doing everything I want it to do. I do have a new internet cable I need to run because I think I pinched my cable. It's DCing me when playing games. That's what I was supposed to be doing tonight. Well, I was actually supposed to be working on this, but yeah. Got to make a couple calls to a couple businesses tomorrow, but I've got some jobs lined up for next week that I've got to follow up on. But yeah, my VCR or my VHS collection. These are my pride and joy ones. Some of them I haven't even cased yet, but I've got cases. Like, this is cool. I actually bought this from a guy off Facebook. This is a special screening copy of Batman Forever, which I know isn't everybody's favorite, but I grew up with that shit, so I love that movie. You know, it's funny because I always liked all the Batman movies, but I'm way more of a Iron Man fan than anything. This is pretty much one of my favorites. This and this one. Obviously, they just go together so well, but I love the hollow sleeve on this one. The other versions don't all have that. Happy Gilmore. Haunting sealed. my Terminators. But yeah, I've got a decent amount. A lot of it's from thrift store. I mean, almost all of it's from thrift store. I've bought very few from anybody or anything. So I've got some good ones. Nothing really like super valuable, just movies I like. Like that whole box is full of DVDs. And then that box is consoles. This box is consoles, and I think my other 2 VCRs I have in there, a DVD player, a Blu-ray player, and then yeah, all of my DVDs. So I have like my He-Man collector sets in there that I bought brand new, my Alien collector set that I got way back in the day. Yeah, still a lot to go through. Still a lot to go through. I gotta figure out. Oh, I just about fell. Lids about took me out. I gotta figure out how I'm gonna do the consoles in here. That's my biggest thing right now. As I was thinking, I could basically put up a rack right here. Right? Run all of my cables over, and then when I have all the pegboards up, you wouldn't be able to see it because it would go behind all the pegboards. Realistically, I could put all of the switches and everything attached to it as well. And all I would need is HDMI that's going to go to a capture card of my PC. One SCART to component inputs to basically run component off of this and RGB off of this, and then basically a composite cable between all of it. And then I want to be able to hook up my VCR and DVD player there and my Selectavision. Once I get that fixed, I'd like to be able to hook that up to capture card as well, because there's my CED collection. So I'd like everything to basically be able to be plugged in, turned on, and played at any point in time. Like I said, though, the only things that are really going to go over here is going to be what, 4th gen consoles and up, basically all your 3D consoles. Because once I get the Mister, it's game over. And we'll see, though. We will see. I have flash carts and stuff now. Like, I've got the EverDrive and everything, and just the way how good the Mister is now is it's really hard to beat what that thing can do. Like a big goal of mine was to eventually get like an arcade cabinet down here, but with something like this here, I could put an arcade cabinet here. I actually have a oh man, I've got a stand upstairs that would work perfect for it. Would absolutely work perfect for this setup. But such is life. I don't know. We will see. I'm kind of digging how this looks right now. I'm debating on if like I still want one more monitor. Maybe. Just right there. To kind of bridge the gap between, that one up there and then. But I just don't know if it would be all worth it. Get that Albion Online shit out of here. But I think another monitor there would be pretty slick. I don't know, I don't feel like I would use it much. Like, I just need something. I need to close the gaps, right? I want this to be. I mean, it pretty much will be, but and that's why I'm like hesitant to put anything here other than some sort of like console shelf that I can keep really slim against the wall. It's only going to stick about as far as the two thickest consoles I can think of are probably my fat PS3 and an OG Xbox, you know. But have a console shelf right here. I thought even doing, you can see in there, there's like the iron tubes or whatever, bars, poles, whatever the fuck you want to call them. I was thinking about doing something like that, and then doing the shelving units that they make for those, and then just go all the way down this wall. And then, like I said, running my cables up there, and you know, I could put something, I could build something up there that would just hide it, some sort of cable tray basically, or some sort of sign. I could put some sort of sign up there that would hide all the cables, and then just run it all the way across to whatever it needs to go to. Obviously there's going to be some extension cables and stuff that's going to make that a little bit more tricky, but I've got power on every corner in this room, which is great. So that's the other thing, is probably powering these into UPSs, just everything, right? So like when I'm not using it, I can just basically shut everything off, and it's not actually drawing power anymore. Because that's kind of what kills CRTs and stuff over time, you know. Just leaving them on, even if they're not on. Same thing with consoles. That's what kills capacitors and causes leaks, right? So, well, this is already kind of a long enough video as it is. This was supposed to just go into our Discord channel, but turned out doing a little bit more of a tour, showing you around. So it's fun stuff. Can't wait till it's all done and I can just come down here and sit and play. Right now it's just a matter of getting everything set up, you know, getting it how I want. Because I've already had this all set up for about a week now since we moved. But like the Dell was not there, you know. Just plugged in the VCR and stuff just so I could get some content on that. But actually both those are Dells, but you know, everything was, I have a big white mouse pad there that's probably going to get returned. I don't think I'm going to use, because I've got the Spaceman one, and honestly, if anything, that mouse pad was too big. This one's perfect. It fits just between both monitors. That one went from basically that edge of that mouse pad all the way over to the edge of the table. I had the PC up above, so we added another arm mount. I had another one lying around. I clamped it up. It was actually an old laptop mount. Clamped it up, ran that extra monitor, so now I actually have a secondary monitor, which is nice, just for like Discord and shit. But technically the CRT is also a secondary monitor, so thirdary monitor. Yeah, and then, like I said, once the Mister gets here, it's probably gonna be a couple months, but that's fine, because I'll have Super Nintendo and N64 to hold me off, and then that gives me time to build this in preparation for that too. So get the Wii hooked up. You know, I'll probably put a Wii sensor bar up there, get the 360 PS3, and that'll probably be it for that. Console gaming wise, any of the newer stuff I'll do on the PS5, and honestly I would probably end up doing upstairs. At this point moving forward, it's pretty much multiplayer chill games that I'll buy on PlayStation, but I'm not actively hunting PlayStation games unless it's something I want to sit down and play. I have a multi-$1,000 PC there, so I don't know if I'm really worried about it. I'll probably play games on my PC. So that's where we're at. Anyways, this just turned into a 20-minute video now, so I will catch you guys on the next one. We will start streaming again. Bear with me. It's taking time. This is a lot of work, and this isn't obviously all that I'm doing. I'm trying to put together a poker room and all that stuff too at some point, and just finish moving the family to, our moving in, basically. We're primarily unpacked. We just need to move a lot of the stuff down to the storage and the crawl space, and just get things cleaned up. And I've got to go hang pictures all this weekend probably, and we moved out last weekend finishing everything up, so I didn't really have much of a Father's Day other than hanging out playing poker with my boys on Sunday. And it's been a rough week, so I'm looking to chill this weekend with the wife and kids and hang out. But love you guys. Stay tuned. Catch you on the next one. Peace.